Okay, we're in room 79, Chateau Marmont. This is the actual room where, in my book, the victim is going to have been in this room. And the setup is that Harry Bosch is called off of another case to take over a case that's already 3-4 hours into investigation. And the man who is in this room is on the ground 7 floors below. He's fallen or been thrown or slipped from that balcony. And Harry has to find out what happened. Which of those 3 possibilities is the case. His bed has not been slept in, so there's very little to go on. And I'm interested in hearing from you guys how you would approach this case. What would you do?
What time is it when he checked in, and was he here just that night?
Yeah, they got a phone call from someone saying it was him. His name is George Irving. Someone saying, "I'm George Irving, I want a room on as high up as I can get it. Balcony preferred." And he gave a credit card to reserve it, and then he didn't show up to take the room till 9:40 p.m. And he checked in with that credit card, and there is video over the check-in station of him, of the real guy signing in for this room. And then he goes up into the elevator, and no one's seen him again until an employee coming to work at 5 a.m. finds him down there on the concrete. It's kind of a remote section there, and the employee entrance is around here behind the back of the hotel. And they don't know how long he's been laying there. Of course, cars could have gone by and seen him, not seen him. We back up to a residential section here. And so it's not clear what happened between 9:40 when he checked in and about 5 a.m. when he was found. All right. So obviously this is the where I want this to happen, and you know, I have the city view here and the town view, I guess you call it. And so the guy's found directly below here. This is the wraparound street behind the hotel, so there would be traffic in the middle of the night, but it might be traffic that goes by fast enough that the guy could be laying down there in a pile, basically, flesh and bones, and not be seen until someone walks up there to go to work. And there's going to be a chair out here like this, and a bathrobe. And you know, so to me that indicates suicide. You know, someone takes it off, jumps naked into the night. But Harry has to be sure. We have this apparatus here. There's this fire exit goes down, so there's possibilities that Harry's going to see. You know, that this guy may have gone into the room alone, but it doesn't necessarily mean he was by himself. There's other ways to get into this room that are not caught on security cameras and so forth.
Right.
So there's a lot of open-endedness to it. And is there anything that you could do to narrow down what happened out here?
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, obviously with the fire escape, it looks like it's pretty good paint for prints. You know, and there may be other prints already there, but you're going to still take them just in case something develops later and you have somebody you want to be able to compare those prints in case the access was through the fire escape or from the roof. And this is not real rough. You could even get prints off of this, actually. You could in certain areas.
Really?
Yeah, you can get prints off this in certain areas. But then out here is a little rougher. So obviously, if your body is getting pushed up against this and there's movement, you're going to have abrasions. You might even have some bruising, discoloration a little bit with the dust and the roughness on here, the paint.
But none of that would be conclusive, though, right? I mean, even if you wanted to go over this, you might. I mean, there's also hesitations involved in suicides and all that.
Yeah, yeah. But still, you want to know, and also you're going to want to test. Yeah, it's a long way down. You're gonna still want to test the back here and take a swab or whatever, just in case you could come up with some skin cells or whatever.
Well, and to go back to what Mike was just saying, if somebody's going to commit suicide from here, they're not going to go from here. They're going to stand on this and free fall over the top. I mean, most likely. So if you do find injuries or any bruising or abrasions like Rick is talking about, now you're talking about a whole different scenario. It's starting to build towards this may go into another direction.
Knowing Harry, he's going to exhaust everything potentially that he could get from out here. You might do some, testing out here for footprints and things like that, multiple footprints. And
The hard part on a situation like this is that because it is a hotel and it's a well-traveled hotel, that you're going to come up with a lot of stuff.
right.
You have a lot of door knocking to do here because both Rick and I worked Hollywood, and knowing the people that live in these hills, I can guarantee you probably at least half of these people at their panoramic view window there's a telescope. And so you're gonna especially these close ones, you're gonna be knocking on their doors.
A lot of people up here stay up late at night. They're, the Hollywood
Night crawlers.
night. Yeah, they're up
Like there's a
late.
guy up there standing on a wall.
I think back on the Manson case, there was some shots heard from people that weren't even close by because of the canyons, and the calls came in and those connected up later. So there may be something up there that's heard that for some reason isn't heard down here. I don't know, or maybe somebody bothered to make a phone call from up there. So you just don't know. So you check communications for anything during that period of time for any kind of a,
Something unusual.
We already talked about the fingernails. The fingernail scrapings that the coroner's going to get. They're going to do a good workover on that, just in case there was some
It's
kind of a
also
struggle.
like a double crime scene. You got to check everything here. Then, what would you do first? Would you start here and go down there? Would you start down there?
You always
Would
work.
you split up your partnership?
We'd probably split, but you always start with the body and then work out.
Well, you need to do that because this is contained.
Yeah.
That's out on the street. You want to clear that for a lot of reasons as soon as possible.
One of the real important things as far as where the body's located is the distance, because if it does play a part that he was pushed, then when it comes time for trial, you're going to have to build your case from that push. I mean, if a defense attorney is going to try to say it's a suicide and defend their client, well, I want to know the distance that guy fell. Like I think Rick said earlier, did he fall straight down or did he jump? Well, most people that are going to commit suicide, they don't just fall straight down. There's going to be an angle. So if the body's still there, one of the things that you're going to do is distance.
Basically, what they would do in a situation like this, where they're really going to go over the body, and you might do a visual inspection just to get but you wouldn't move them around too much out here. You put them in containers, so everything's contained in plastic. So if there's any fibers or hairs or whatever, that it's going to be contained within what he's wrapped in, and then the body will be worked at the coroner's office.
And then you make your move back up here.
And then, yeah, because like I said, this is always controlled. Matter of fact, what you would probably want to do is talk to the hotel and say, listen, we want this room left unoccupied for the next several days at least. And, you put a seal on the door.
All right, I think that's. I think I covered everything. I don't know if you guys have anything further. I guess the last thing is, which one of you guys wants to go?
Well, I'll tell you what, this should be checked. Somebody up here. It wouldn't be me. I don't like heights. I remember one time I handled a killing at right in front of the Brown Derby, and the knife, we thought maybe it got tossed up on the roof, and it was like a 25-foot high. So I had a young officer climb up this ladder.
Always
25.
Always
I
good to
wasn't
have
going.
a young partner do
I
that
wasn't
stuff.
going.
All right, I'll make sure Harry sends his partner.
Rain gutters.
See if there's anything in the rain gutter.
Clue in the rain gutters.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot.